it seems like we're pretty much in place, so I want to just welcome you to the, I don't know what annual Shakespeare speaking competition this is. We've done this as long as I can remember here at Amity, and it's really become a tradition that, you know, we love and don't let snowstorms stop us from, you know, from doing. So I'm glad you guys could make it, either by participating or by supporting. And I'm just going to say while I'm speaking that some of you are being offered some kind of extra credit by your English teachers. I don't know what kinds of deals you've worked out with them, but I have a sign-in list, and that's really the only way, short of, so many of them are here. If you look around, you'll see a lot of the teachers here, but this is the only way that they'll know for sure that you were here and that you stayed. So if we can kind of quietly pass this around, there's lots of pages, just write your name and your English teacher's name, and if there's any question or doubt, I've got the evidence. Please don't, just don't rustle it and make lots of noise while people are performing. And that goes for, if you do have to get up before we're finished, and some of you I know have to get to dentist appointments or practices or whatever, do not get up while someone's presenting. But these are very short pieces, and we're in a very small area, so it's really, really distracting and disruptive if you do that. So just as a general rule, wait until the person finishes, get up, gather your stuff, get out as quickly as you can. So I'm just going to quickly go over sort of the way things are going to work. We're pretty casual here. I mean, the English-speaking union, who sponsors this event, has their rules, and we try to kind of do, operate within those rules, but other than that, we're not so worried about 20 lines. I know a lot of you have come to me in a panic. Oh my gosh, my piece is 27 lines. For here, we're not counting. The judges are not sitting there with your speech in front of them. If you flub a line and they don't know it, great, good for you. Just keep going, right? I mean, if they happen to know the speech, that's too bad, but they might not. Just do your best not to let it kind of throw you. You may have a prompter. So if you've arranged for somebody to be sitting with the book or your speech in their lap, just have a sight line, and if you need a line, if it happens that you can't get yourself back on track, just say line, they'll give you the line. If you're sitting in the audience and you know the speech, please don't be helpful and shout it out. That will just distract them. So you can just send them good thoughts, kind of, telepathically, but don't say anything out loud because that can really throw them. So each student has selected, memorized, and will perform one monologue of approximately 20 lines. There are a few people here today presenting scenes that they've done in class. Those people can't qualify to move on to the next round because it's a monologue competition, but we invited them to come because they worked really hard, and why not? So, you'll see a few of those today. The order of performance is supposed to be determined by lot, which is why I asked you to put your name on a slip of paper. So I'll call the name of the person who's going to go and the next person so you're on deck. There are 3 of you who begged me to let you go early because you have to be at other things, so we will honor those 3 people and let you guys go first. So you'll just get up here, you'll tell us your name, because believe it or not everybody here knows you, and you'll tell us the piece that you're doing, as much as you know. If you don't know the line numbers, don't sweat it. I don't know how we can get the light out of your eyes. You might just have to move, but I don't know. You're like, I can see you squinting. I'm sorry about that. No props, no gimmicks, no British accents, nothing fancy. Just you and the language, right? That's what you're going to hear today. Just so you know, the people who are picked today as the winner and the runner-up get the privilege of having to memorize a second piece, a sonnet, right, a 14-line poem, by February 27th, which is why we couldn't move this to after vacation, because that's when the Connecticut competition is. At that point, they will compete against students from other high schools at the Greenwich Library after school, and they will perform their monologue and the sonnet, and if you're chosen, you'll stay after for a few minutes, and we'll figure that out, today. They will also this year get a ticket to Hamlet at Yale Rep, because we're going as a junior class. Many of you, if you haven't been told about this by your English teachers, you will be. We have limited tickets, so it'll be a first come, first serve kind of thing, but those two people will have seats paid for by us as their prizes. There are 3 judges here today, right? Mrs. Mann, right, whom I'm sure you all know, right? You may not know that she was in the English department here for many years and actually taught the Shakespeare class, right? So, Mr. Pontecalone, 10th grade English teacher, and Ms. Grisson. Yeah, not to make you nervous, just to let you know, right? It's not like, and they're kind of all over the place, so. The rubric sounds like this, just so you know, right? We're all about rubrics here at school, and English Speaking Union, no different, right? So what they're looking for, these judges, is understanding. So do you understand the meaning of the speech? Do you understand the language of the speech? And do you have a basic understanding of the character you're portraying, right? Whether or not you've read the play in your English class or on your own, or just read about it online, do you capture the spirit of the person? And then, even though this is a speaking, not really an acting competition, do you communicate expressively and appropriately with your voice? So vocally, can we hear you? Are you slow enough? Are you clear enough? Physically, are you appropriate? Are you distracting? Do you look nervous? Try to shake it out before you get up here so you're not doing any of that nervous stuff. And the last piece is my favorite, ownership. Do you own it? Do you show confidence and energy, and are you engaged in what you're doing, right? Any questions about how we're going to proceed? Yes, ma'am. You're not in my basket. Sorry, I don't hate to make you do that in front of everybody, but okay. All right. So these are the first 3. I'm making it as random as I can with 3, right? I make like a big show of randomness. Oh, the first person to perform is going to be Mr. Andrew Sue.
Yep.
Followed by Jonathan Galernter, and then followed by Natalie. Where are you, Natalie? Okay, so and because you guys I know have to leave. So after Jonathan, we'll pick the 4th person so you can.
Okay. So as you might have already heard, my name's Andrew Sue, and I will be playing the role of Macbeth in Macbeth and in Act 5, Scene 5, in his Tomorrow and Tomorrow speech. And I'll also do a precursor to that, just to build up. Okay, so I don't know if this is already spoken, but when should I start?
As soon as
Okay. Okay. I have almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been, my senses would have cooled, to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treatise rouse and stir as life were in it. I have supped full with horrors. Dionysus, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry? The queen, my lord, is dead. She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
We'll give the judges 15 seconds or so to support that. I mean, you can go over. It's coming around. Judges ready? Okay.
I'm Jonathan Gallanter, and I'll be doing a monologue from The Merchant of Venice, Act 3, Scene 1, lines 50-something to 70-something. Okay. To bait fish withal, if it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me, and hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heated mine enemies. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, senses, dimensions, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you in the rest, we shall resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. And if a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be? By Christian example. Why, revenge. The villainy you teach me, I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction. Thanks.
So after Natalie will be Brent.
So I'm Natalie Ambrosi, and I'll be doing Macbeth, Act 1, Scene 3. Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of suspect, commencing in a truth I am Thane of Cawdor? If good, why do I yield to that suggestion? Whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs, against the use of nature. Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder is yet but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man. That function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what it's not.
After Brent will be Krista.
Where are you starting?
All right, so I'm Brent Marab, and I'm going to be doing Act 5, Scene 5 from Macbeth. She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thank you.
Krista, give us a set.
Sure.
On the sign.
Yep.
After that will be Becca and Jacob.
We're good? Okay. My name is Krista Salentano. I'm doing from A Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 5, Scene 2. It's Puck's final monologue. So, if we shadows have offended, think but this, in all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I'm an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck, now to skate the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the Puck a liar call, so good night unto you all. Give me your hands that we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends. See?
And after that will be Amanda. Get her back to practice.
So I'm Becca Jane,
I'm Jacob Weiner.
and we're doing Macbeth Scene 2, Act 2. My husband,
I've done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now,
As I descended.
I,
Hark, who lies in the second chamber?
Donald Vane,
This is a sorry sight.
a foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh and sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need a blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more, Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore laborer's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Is the clipboard going around? Does somebody have a clipboard?
So short.
Okay, I'm Amanda Vecchio, and this is a little bit from Act 3, Scene 4. It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have, by maggot pies and chosen rooks, brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night? Scene.
Okay, you didn't even give me a chance to name the next person, so I will give it. But is the clipboard going around? Does somebody have the clipboard of names? Does anyone still need to sign it? Thank you, Ms. Cannon. Okay. So our next person, if you need a second to kind of get yourself together, is Nicole Simon. Okay. And after Nicole will be Iman. I didn't. That's really, the clipboard's only for people who want. Yep.
Hi, my name is Nicole Simon, and I will be reading from A Midsummer's Night's Dream as Helena, Act 1, Scene 1. How happy some over other some can be. Through Athens, I'm thought of as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all, but he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, things base and vile, holding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Scene.
Yep. Miriam, you're next.
All right, my name is Iman Afasi. I'm going to be doing Macbeth's speech from Act 1, Scene 7. If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well if it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his Circe's success, that but this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He is here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against his murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe, striding the blaster heaven-stricken horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick besides my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls upon the other. See.
To the end. Give them a second. Oh, then I'll just wait. And Cassie, that. All right. Thanks. Am I good? Okay. My name is Miriam Rodet, and I will be reading from Two Noble Kinsmen, Act 2, Scene 4. Why should I love this gentleman? 'Tis odds he never will affect me. I am base, my father the mean keeper of his prison, and he a prince. To marry him is hopeless. To be his whore is witless. Oh, out upon it! What pushes are we wenches driven to when 15 once has found us? Oh, first I saw him. I think thought he was a goodly man. He has as much to please a woman in him, if he pleased to bestow it so, as ever these eyes yet looked on. Next I pitied him, and so would any young wench of my conscience that ever dreamed or vowed her maidenhead to a young, handsome man. Then I loved him, extremely loved him, infinitely loved him, and yet he had a cousin, fair as he too, but in my heart was Palamon, and there, Lord, what a coil he keeps, to hear him sing in an evening. Oh, what a heaven it is. Thank you. All right, and after Cassie,
I'm Cassie Madigan, and I'll be doing Lady Macbeth in Act 3, Scene 4. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, flaws and starts, impostures of true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire authorized by her grand dam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all is done, you look but on a stool. Scene.
After Maddie, we'll hear Sabrina Breyer.
Hello, my name is Maddie Aldridge, and I'm going to be reciting Lady Macbeth's infamous scene, the Unsex Me scene from Macbeth, Act 1, Scene 5. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts. Unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect in it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gal, you murdering ministers. wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it make, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. See.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Breyer, and I will be performing Juliet from Romeo and Juliet, Gallop Apace. Thank you. Gallop apace, you fiery... Oh, sorry, can I start over? Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, toward Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagoner as Phaeton would whip you to the west. I'm sorry, can I look at the sheet one more time? I'm sorry.
You can. We'll take a sec. We're coming in on the last few anyway. Stretch, talk amongst yourselves. Where we get to take a few minutes.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, toward Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagoner as Phaeton would whip you to the west and bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love, performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties, or, if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil knight, thou sober-suited matron, all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Hood my unmanned blood, baiting in thy cheeks with thy black mantle, till strange love, grown bold, think true love acted simple modesty. Come, night, come, Romeo, come, thou day and night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle, loving, black-browed knight, give me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him and cut him into little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it, and though I am sold, not yet enjoyed, so tedious is this day as is the night before some festival to an impatient child that hath new robes and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news in every tongue that speaks, but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Thank you.
After Brian will be 10.
All right, I'm Brian Kirby. I will be doing Act 1, Scene 7 from Macbeth, said by Macbeth. If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequences and catch with his surcease success that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here upon this bank and show of time we jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment, that we but teach bloody instruction, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. These commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. Besides, This Duncan hath borne his facilities so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubimed horse upon the sightless couriers of air, shall blow this horrid deed in every eye that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. Scene.
And after that will be Lily and Simon.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ted McNulty. I'll be doing a monologue from Titus Andronicus, Act 3, Scene 2. Why, I have not another tear to shed. And besides, this sorrow is the enemy and would usurp upon my watery eyes and make me blind with tributary tears. And then which way shall I find revenge's cave? For these two heads do seem to speak to me and threaten me. I shall never come to bliss till all these mischiefs be returned again. Come, let me see what mischiefs I must do. You heavy people, circle me about, that I may turn to each one of you and swear unto my soul to right your wrongs. The vow is made. Come, brother, take a head, and in this hand the other I shall bear. Lavinia, you shall be employed in this as well. Bear thou my hand, sweet wrench, between thy teeth. As for thee, boy, go, get thee from my sight. Thou art an exile. Hie to the Goths, raise an army there. Thank you.
Yes, this is it. But you don't, if you perform,
She needs it.
Oh, okay. You want to come back? Sorry. Is there anyone, if anyone else needs it, just make sure you, but you weren't here. So you can't sign in, but you weren't here. That's awesome. No. Okay, so after Lillian will be.
Hi, my name is Lillian, and I will be playing Lady Macbeth from Macbeth, Act 1, Scene 5. They met me on the day of success, and I've learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood rapt with the wonder of it, came missives from the king who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on time with, Hail, King thou shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised to thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet I do fear thy nature. 'Tis too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet would wrongly win. Thou'dst have, great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have crowned withal. Scene.
And after we share our last presenter, will be Maddie.
Okay. Are they ready? Okay. I'm Rish Mutalik, and I'll be doing Romeo's "'Tis Torture and Not Mercy" from Romeo and Juliet. Okay.
'Tis torture and not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing, live here in heaven and may look on her. But Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship lies in carrion flies than Romeo. They may steal on the white wonder of dear Juliet's hand, and steal immortal blessings from her lips, who even in pure and vestal modesty still blush as thinking their own kiss is sin. But Romeo may not. He is banished. Flies may do this, but I from this must fly. They are free men, but I am banished. And say'st thou yet that exile is not death? Thou hadst no poison mixed, no sharp-ground knife, no sudden means of death, though ne'er so mean. But banished to kill me? Banished? Oh, friar, the damned use that word in hell. Scene.
Sorry, Maddie, before you go, there is somebody who got left off the list, so we have one more credential.
Feeling good? I'm Maddie Malo, and I will be doing Helena's monologue from Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 3, Scene 2.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you are all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and super praise my parts when I am sure you hate me with all your hearts. You are both rivals and love Hermia. And now, both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise. To conjure tears in a poor maid's eyes with your derision, none of noble sort would call upon a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport. Scene.
And one, really one more, there's nobody else we forgot? Speak up.
Hi, my name is Cindy, and I will be doing Act 1, Scene 5. It's Lady Macbeth. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the axis and passage to remorse, that no compunctious fizzings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold.
Wow. Great stuff. So what happens now is the judges are going to excuse themselves to their chambers, and they're going to talk about what they saw, and they're going to make a decision. So please hang around. It probably won't take very long. I want to let you know. Fantastic work. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. All right, the Shakespeare duck has spoken. All right, the votes are in. The judges had a lot of hard decisions to make because all of us who have seen this numerous times have said we have never had a better field, right? I mean, am I quoting correctly? Right? I mean, honestly, you all came prepared, you took it seriously, you understood the words, you owned it, right, on the rubric. I love that part, and you really did. And so I think, there was so much good work. The two people who will be representing us at Greenwich and will be getting the tickets to see Hamlet, although I hope many of you will come on that trip, are Ted McNulty and Miriam Rodet. So thank you, everyone, so much, and happy Valentine's Day. And you two have to stay and talk to me.